Hello, welcome to the Yara Sports Stadium ahead of Ghana's game against Angola, and there are quite a number of institutional representation here. One of them is the National Ambulance Service, and I have with me several officials from the National Ambulance Service to talk us through a few health tips and a few measures they put in place health-wise ahead of this crucial game. So, your name, sir?
I'm Jafar Abdullahi.
Yes, sir. And your rank, sir?
Yeah, I'm Principal Advanced EMT,
Okay.
National Ambulance Service.
Okay, great, sir. How would you describe preparations for a big game like this, a big event like this?
Yeah, I would say preparation is up to standard. Actually, we started the preparation far as last week Monday. We had 3 meetings ahead of this. First one, we have to look at the stakeholders and the preparation ahead. And the last meeting we had was last Tuesday. So everything is intact.
You mentioned stakeholders. Can you delve a little bit deeper into who or what you mean by stakeholders?
Yeah, actually, we have the security part. I won't go there much. With regard to the medical preparation, we have the National Ambulance Service, we have the Confanotti Teaching Hospital, so we have the staff coming from there. NADMO, we have staff from NADMO, we have Red Cross, and we have St. John's. We all team up as a medical patient when it comes to search programs over here.
Okay. So, can you give me a number? How many medical-related personnel is present at this event?
Actually, I can't get a figure right now because there has been up and down.
Can you give us a rough figure?
I can say we have no less than 100 medical personnel who will be around for this purposely for this program.
Oh, okay, great, sir. I see right behind me your van. Sir, can you take us through some of the equipment that you have in the van so that our viewers can get a good understanding of what to expect?
Actually, let me put it this way. Because of the various stakeholders that we have, let me give you a small brief. When you come to a program here, we have those, when someone had an emergency, we have those who will be doing the carrying. Actually, we have our personnel will be assisting. But basically, the work of the Red Cross, St. John's, and the NADMO, that they are those who be doing the lifting. We call it lifting and movement. They make sure that they lift the person from wherever he is to the nearest setup point, medical setup. So we have the record, St. John's and Nabi, who will be doing that, but they will be assisted by an EMT who is well trained in terms of patient movement and management. So when it comes to National Ambulance Service, we are mainly about the transportation of the patient. When a patient is taken from wherever he has a problem, it's sent to a set up medical team. We have doctors and nurses, medical emergency doctors and nurses there who try to stabilize the patient, or you can look at the patient and the patient will be discharged. If there is a need for transport the patient, that's where we have to come in fast and take hold of the patient, and we will continue with the medication, whatever, before we send the patient to the nearest.
Okay, before you jump right into the equipment that you have available, what type of emergencies do we normally have at these kind of events from your standpoint?
Yeah, sometimes we have heat exhaustion. Because on some cases, especially the last Nigeria case, because of the stampede in one of the gates, there was a lot of fractures and bruises and other things. Sometimes people come here because they come early, they will be hypo, they will be having hypo, that they will be having low sugar, that the person has not eaten for a long time. So such person, you need to take some measures to make sure you correct those things for them. Apart from this, there are some people who come here, maybe they have some previous medicine, and the time when it's aggravate, then that one to come in and you help.
Okay, yeah. Great. Can you run us through the equipment that you have in this van briefly?
Actually, we have the structure. That's where we used to carry the patient, whatever it is. You can move it, can go out and come in as and when we need it. We have the patient monitor. The work that is there, it can take the patient BP, can take the pulse, it can take the temperature and other few things. Because something ECG, maybe on America, you don't know, it can take everything. And when someone to have a cardiac arrest or someone have a heart problem, this is what we can use to resuscitate the patient, depending on the condition. The big one is automated. So when you place it on the patient, it will rather advise you whether to do whatever you want to do with it. This one, this is the infusion pump. Yeah, actually, there are patients who are being given infusion. That is the drip that we call it drip. We need a certain weight to be given to a patient at a certain maybe time. So that's why we used to set it. This one is injection pump. The same as the way this one to work almost the same way, but this one for ingestion, this one for infusion. We have we have a mobile ventilator. This ventilator, like someone who has a problem, challenges with the breathing, the person cannot control his or her own breathing. This is the machine that we can use to assist the person to breathe well and get the necessary oxygen that needs to be in the patient. Yeah, yeah. This one, maybe someone has a problem. Mostly those who are unresponsive. You see that there's some fluid inside the mouth. The suction machine, we use it to take off all those things. These are oxygen cylinders that you can use for patients. We have big one, we have another mobile one, and we have a very small one in the ventilator. We have a fetal monitor. When you take a pregnant woman, this one can help us take the pulse of the baby inside the womb. This is the machine that we can use. But we have other few things, the other BP apparatus. This one take BP, but we have other manual BP apparatus inside this thing.
Okay, great. So it's clear that you have quite a lot of equipment to deal with, a lot of emergencies. So how would you gauge your readiness overall for this crucial game? And are there any other items or help that you need in terms of equipment so that you can even improve on your service in the near future or for future events?
Definitely, as man, our need has never been fulfilled. So actually, most what we do is we make use of whatever is available, and sometimes when issue come, you need to improvise. Actually, when it comes to medication, that we give them mostly that one is being taken care of by Confanochi Teaching Hospital, who comes with the medication. They liaise with the National Sports Authority and bring all the medication, especially these activities. And we come with our own thing, and although oxygen is there, mostly one of the big challenges sometimes you have this, you see the size of the oxygen cylinders, sometimes run out of oxygen and replacing them sometimes become a little bit challenge. And especially ambulance, our normal operation is supposed to have some medication with it, but because of finance, mostly those medications are not available inside them, but we are still working towards it.
Okay. So, okay. Thank you very much, sir.